Hello, today we will be learning how to create a password keeper using Vlookup function. The presentation will look something like this. You have the description item, it's a drop-down box. Whenever you choose any of the items you entered, you will get the relevant notes, URL, username, email address, password, and PIN if available. Now it's time to start the work. Let's go to sheet 1. In sheet 1 we will highlight the cells to receive a table. Then we navigate to insert tab, then press on table ribbon and press OK. We have to go to the top row of the table and try to replace column 1 with the description. Column 2 with username. Then we will edit the domain name instead of column 3. Then email address. Then password. PIN, followed by URL, and finally notes. Highlight now the cells of the table. Go to Formulas tab, Name Manager, press New. Name it as database table and press OK. Again go now to the first column under description, go to name manager, press New, name it description list and press OK. Now we all have them under the name manager. Now under email address we have to introduce the concatenate formula. Just edit here equal concatenate. Text 1 will be the cell under username, comma. Text 2 will be open quotation mark at close quotation mark, comma. Text 3 will be domain name. C9 and close. So we're going to have it now as so if we'll come here, we will put, let's say, Google email, username, let's say 4A's, and gmail.com. we will get combined here the email address. But we need to take into consideration if by any chance the domain name was blank, we will receive the email as partially, which is totally unacceptable. So we have to revise the formula in such a way by adding if to the concatenate function so that we can keep it blank. So we can come here and introduce if function. Let's say if domain name the cell equal 0, then make the output blank. open quotation mark, space, then close quotation mark. Otherwise, use the same concatenate formula, and we close it. So now we have it blank. We come back again here, we put, let's say, Gmail. Here it comes. Now copy this formula and paste it for the remainder cells under the email address. And we should start filling in the table with all the inputs. Now, if you noticed, we have added Google Mail, we have added Netflix account, bank account, and even a safe vault if you have one. So what we have done here, the Google Map, we just entered username, domain name, automatically the formula gives us the email address, then the password, the URL, and notes, just to mention that it's my mobile mail account, for instance. Then we added Netflix, also username, domain name, email address, password, URL, and notes as watching movies. Bank account. For the bank account, you can type your bank name here, and then you can put the type your account name. No domain name, we just enter here, we delete the formula and we'll just type the IBAN under email address. No password, we will just type the Swift code under the PIN, and instead of the URL also we will type the account number, and here we will type the branch name. For the safe vault, I just have the combination lock under the pin. So basically now I have those 4 items here. We also added numbers from 1 to 8 above each of the columns in the table. Reason why we introduced those numbers because they act as a reference for the upcoming Vlookup function. Now we can go to sheet 2 where we can prepare our presentation the way we like our password keeper to look like. I've already done one template for you. I just entered all the description, notes, URL, username, email, password, PIN, and I created a cell for each of those ones. Now we have to start with the description. We need to convert the cell into a drop-down list by navigating to data tab, then going to data validation, select here the list, then type equal description list, same identity that we have given to the first column in sheet 1 for this table, and then press OK. By doing so, we will receive all the list here. We can select whatever item we want, and then after completing this step, we need to move to the note where we have to introduce here the Vlookup function equal Vlookup. First entity will be the lookup value, which is D4, comma, table array, which will be database table. It just pops up here. This is the same identity that we introduced in for the whole table in sheet 1. So by pressing this one, then comma, we have to put the column index number. For notes, it will be number 8, as it's written here, 8 against notes. And then after we put the column index number, we have to make it exact by choosing the false. and here it comes. And the notes will be for the wobbly bank. It will be the branch happiness, as it's mentioned here, branch happiness for wobbly bank against notes. Now the only thing that we can face like a challenge, in case the node cell for that description item has no value. For instance, if we choose save bold, then we'll have it 0, and we need to replace this 0 by a blank. So to do this, it's better to add an if function to the Vlookup formula. So we'll come here, we will put equal if function, and then we open parentheses, and then we will say D4, we will say if all this, the Vlookup function, again paste, equals 0, that is, if this output equals 0, then we need to have it as a space rather than 0. Otherwise, we want the Vlookup D4 database table 8 false to be this valid, same like the before, and then we press OK. So now for the save bolt, we will have it blank. For the Netflix, we will have it watching movies. So now we got rid of the 0 value by doing so. Now, having done the node cell, we shall copy the formulas and paste them in all the other cells in the same way. So copy this one, and we come here, Control V. However, we have to change this one. Most probably it's 6. We will double check it, because the column 6 will be corresponding to URL. So no, it's 7. Then we have to come here and correct it to 7 and 7. And now for the username, we have to replace that number with number 2. So the same formula will come here. We put Control V. Instead of 8, we put number 2. 2. Enter. Now for the email address and the password, it's number 4, number 5. So we come here, we put the formula Control V, and we replace the number 8 with number 4 first, number 8 with number 4. And again, we install this formula Control V. Here we replace it with number 5 and number 5. We will be left with the pin 1. The pin is number 6. So once we replace the formula, we paste the formula again. We replace number 8 with number 6. Number 6. Here we go now. Now all this is already linked. Finally, we managed to create this password keeper lookup table for personal use. And to ensure confidentiality, it's strongly recommended that you should protect the whole file workbook. Otherwise, anybody can access it. To do so, we have to go to File tab, and then select Info, go to Protect Workbook, Encrypt with Password. We can enter here a password, let's say 1234, and they will ask us again for the same 1234, and then we press OK. By doing this, now nobody can access our file from outside, and it's 100% secured. However, bear in mind that if by any chance you lose or forget the password, it cannot be recovered under any circumstances. And this is our presentation now. It will look something like this. Same like this one as well. And now I will show you, once we go out of this, how first we have to press save. Once we go out of this, how are we going to access it again? So we just press this one, then we go again, we open, we call it password, automatic control, then we go all the way to password, open. The moment we open, they request a password, otherwise we cannot access it. So we just type the same password we inserted there, and here we are. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you like this presentation. You can always follow us on social media. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe to our channel.